In this video, I'm going to share with you the most beautiful and unique art supplies I've ever used. All supplies I mentioned in this video are linked in the description below. The first art supply I'm going to share with you is glitter watercolor paints. When I use watercolors, glitter watercolor paints are my absolute favorite. You can use them alone or mix them into regular watercolor paint. My favorite glitter paints are from KMS Watercolor and Alexa Carabin. I'll link their websites down below. I haven't tried glitter paints from other brands or makers, but I really would like to. If you have any recommendations, please share in the comments. The second supply I'm sharing with you are metallic high flow acrylics from Golden. These are one of my most favorite mediums to use. I like to use high flow acrylics in my first layers of painting, especially metallic and shimmery high flow acrylics. They remind me of watercolor, and you can use them just like watercolor too, but you're able to paint right onto canvas, unlike watercolor. My favorites are gold, pearl, and copper. To use them, you can write onto your surface with the tip, such as like fake handwriting. You can also apply water with a brush or a spray bottle and dip them right into the water. Another way is applying the high flow acrylics with a brush like you would with regular paint. And you can also flick the bottle for splatters or just squeeze the bottle right onto the surface for drips. They're really fun and freeing to use. The third supply I'm sharing with you is one that I have recently discovered in the last few weeks, and I love it so much. And that's Rainbow Alcohol Ink from Marabu. It leaves a magical, shimmery look to your artwork. To use this ink, you can wet your surface first with a brush or spray bottle and drop in the ink. Or you can also mix the ink into other alcohol inks, watercolor, or acrylic paint. You can play around by mixing it into other paints to discover some fun textures. I mixed it into high flow acrylics right onto my surface, and it creates some unique and spontaneous looking blends. The downside to this ink, however, is the smell. So I would use it in a room with decent ventilation. The fourth supply is liquid gold permanent paint from MTN. This paint creates a realistic looking gold on your paintings, and it looks almost just like gold leaf. To use this paint, you'll want to apply the paint with a brush that you don't care about. I apply the paint with an old brush that I only use with this paint. To clean your brush, you'll also need to purchase a cap cleaner used to clean the caps of spray paint bottles or some kind of acetone cleaner. I spray cap cleaner from Liquitex in a rag or paper towel and then wipe the brush. The one thing I really like about this paint is that you can apply it on top of oils. You can also drip it into water-based paints or inks for unique effects, or flick your brush for some gold splatters. The downside to this paint is that it's very toxic and smells terrible. I try to use it as quickly as I can in a well-ventilated room. I also try to wear a mask when I use it. And that leads me to the fifth supply, which is gold leaf. And I like gold leaf from Barnabas or Speedball. Gold leaf is one of the most beautiful things you can add to your artwork. If you want to increase the value of your art, you can use genuine gold leaf from Barnabas. You can also add it to prints to make them uniquely beautiful. There's also imitation gold leaf from Speedball that is not as expensive. To use gold leaf, you'll want to apply an adhesive to your surface where you want the leaf. Then wait for the adhesive to dry, but still have it be tacky. Then you'll lay one of the gold leaf sheets on the surface and gently press with your hand or a brush. You can also remove the gold from the sheet with a brush or your fingers and apply it that way. After application, you can paint over it with transparent paints for a beautiful finished look, or keep the leaf unpainted. The final supply I'm sharing with you in this video is my most favorite supply out of all of them, and that's Pearl X Pigment Powder from Jacquard. Jacquard has many options for pigment powders, but my favorites are, of course, the shimmery ones. I've used Pearl White, Gold, and Interference Green, and I plan to purchase more. To use this powder, you can mix it into any medium you want: inks, acrylics, watercolor, even oil paint. For water-based mediums, all you do is simply mix however much powder you want into your paint. You can even apply water onto your surface and sprinkle some powder in the water. Or paint on some washes of watercolor or acrylics, and while it's still wet, sprinkle in the powder. You can also mix the powder right into paint. When using oil paint, I like to mix the powder into Jacquard and apply it in my final layer on my paintings. You can also apply Jacquard to an area on your painting you want the powder, and then sprinkle the powder on that area and gently blow the excess powder away. Or sprinkle the powder on top of your painting while it is still wet. If you sprinkle powder on your surface, however, you want to use a spray varnish to secure the powder, and then use a varnish that you brush on. In the comments below, share your favorite beautiful art supply. I would love to know. Also, comment which of these supplies you plan on trying. They're all linked in the description below if you'd like to check them out. Thank you so much for watching. Happy creating, and I will see you in the next video.